folks, coming to you from the kitchen today. We hardly ever come to you from the kitchen. It's not my favorite place to cook because I have to be careful not to make a mess, and I just have to be mindful to clean up my stuff and make sure I get everything straight. We're going to do pork belly for you, and usually I come in the kitchen and I do dishes before I take them outside to kind of perfect the recipe or get it the way I want it. And we've got some pork belly, and we peeled the skin off of it, and I'm not the best at that, but I got it off. So the only thing we want to do with this is drizzle a little olive oil on it. I want to get that rubbed down really good. Now this pork belly is kind of thin. We'll zoom in here a minute and let you take a look at what we got. Make sure we get this olive oil really coated. All right, folks, we got this pork belly, and this pork belly is really thin. This is the thickest side of the pork belly right here, and you can see it gets fairly thin on this side. And we've got it coated very well with olive oil, best we can. Now, grab a rag real quick. Now, this is a citrus type, and we've taken oranges, and we cut them about that thick. They're less than a 1/4 inch thick. They're real small. We want to get all these oranges in here, and it doesn't hurt if the seeds are on them because of the way this dish is going to come out. Now we want to lay this meat side down and lay the fat side up. Okay, and that's how we're going to do it. Now we're going to put a little bit of our dry seasoning on here. Now what we have is about a teaspoon of chili powder. We've got a teaspoon of ginger. We've got a tablespoon of some garlic. We want the garlic to kind of counteract some of the citrus we have going on there. Now this, folks, I don't know how to measure this exactly. This is a few whole cloves. Now I'm going to let a little bit of this go around the side because the liquid that this is going to cook in, I want it to be flavored. I'm going to say that's about a tablespoon of clove. Okay? Make sure I get a little bit of these up on top. I love a clove flavor. I really like it. We've got a tablespoon of soy and a tablespoon of lemon juice. And then we've got some water. We've got about a cup in this measuring cup, but I'm going to put about that much in there, which is about a 1/2 cup that I've added to it. Now, we got a lot of weird flavors going on in there, but we just want to add a little squirt of sriracha over the top. Now, we're going to take the rest of our oranges. We only have like 3 pieces left. I'm going to lay them on the top, make sure they're up on the meat best we can. We have some onion finely sliced up. We won't need all of this. Probably going to be about 1/4 of an onion actually that we want to have laid up on top of this. And again, folks, this isn't my favorite place to cook. I do cook a fair amount in here. Like I say, we're trying out new recipes. A lot of times I'll try them in here. It's more of a controlled environment for me to get the variables out of it before we go to cook. Now, folks, as always, we forget something. What did we forget? We forgot the pepper. I want to put just a little bit of pepper on this over the top. I'll say that's about a teaspoon of that. We also forgot the salt. We want to do about a teaspoon of the salt. All right, folks. Now we're going to take this and we're going to wrap this up in foil and put it in the oven. Hey, like I said, we're going to put this, wrap this up in some foil. We want this to steam. We want to keep all of those citrus flavors inside of our pan. At least I'm not outside till this dog gets blown away. But I'm sure the sound of this is probably busting your ears out right now. Now, if you're doing this, if you want to do this outside, you can do this in a Dutch oven that's barely well seasoned. You don't want to do it in something else. The citrus and the stuff that we have in there is hard on the seasoning in your Dutch oven. Okay, folks, we've got our pork belly in there. We're going to put it in there, and I'm going to guess we're going to we're going to cook this pretty slow. We're going to set this on about 275 for about, I don't know, probably about 3 hours, and we're going to check it. The recipe doing this called for it to cook about 350 at a lot less time, but I'm thinking a little lower and slower might be a little bit better to get some of those flavors built up into the meat. So folks, as we go about struggling through the kitchen, we'll get this stuff in the oven and we'll come back later. And hey everybody, welcome back out to the kitchen. We got this pork belly pulled back out, and we've got it cooked off. I'm going to get me a little bit off the end here just to see what it tastes like. This is a new recipe. We are trying to see some things. I'm trying to find some few different things to cook. It's been resting here for a few minutes, probably about 10. But it's still hot. It's really good. Now, folks, I don't get as much of the citrus out of that piece as I was thinking I would be getting. Don't know if it's me expecting too much, or if maybe I ought to put a little more citrus in. I'm going to get one more bite just to confirm my finding. Like I say, this is a new recipe. We're going along with it with you here today. I get the clove, but I don't quite get the orange. It doesn't come through. So I think next time I do this, I'm going to put a little orange juice maybe in it or something to bring a little more of the citrus forward in this meal. Now, folks, this one we're trying, thought we'd share along with you. And after we get it perfected, we'll come back and show you it again. Folks, we always thank everybody for being with us. We have some loyal followers, and we're really, really happy that we have those. And folks, we know that we're not professional at this. We struggle with getting these videos done right. We slam lids, we drop things, we forget stuff. Folks, we're human. And we're just trying to send you as raw a video as we can, just showing how I am. I'm not perfect. I'm not the greatest cook. I ain't culinary trained. And ain't is a word in my vocabulary, by the way, folks. So, folks, as we say it at the end of every video we got, enjoy your